Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inter, and welcome back to the channel for some Smite 2 Open Beta 3 data mining that we got put out recently. There's some new info on a bunch of skins coming to the game, some Guan Yu abilities, a bit of Bari information, the next god after Bari potentially, and Merlin coming as well. So tons of stuff. As always, data mining is only providing early insights into things. It doesn't necessarily mean this stuff is coming, and it doesn't necessarily mean it will be exactly as it's depicted here. Especially with the recent restructuring at high res, you know, some things may have been delayed or cancelled or changed. Some things might come before or after when they're predicted in this data mining. So take it all with a grain of salt, but it gives us a nice early look into things that might be coming pretty soon for the game. So let's just jump right in. So as always with data mining, stuff in pink is new stuff. Stuff in gray is stuff that we probably already covered in previous data mining videos that you can check out, so we won't spend too much time on that. So first up is an absolute ton of new skins that have been data mined. We saw a bunch of these on the PTS as well. The PTS for OB3, there was a bunch of skins that were like kind of available through sort of subterfuge. But there's also been a ton that have just been data mined as well. So there's like a Nubis skin. The armor one is the one that's currently in the update. An unknown armor skin. Bacchus, Bari, Baron, Bellona, Cupid, Danza, Guan Yu, Hecate, Hercules, Huyi, Izanami, 3 Izanami skins. Cyber Geisha is already in, I believe. Kepri, King Arthur skins as well. So maybe Arthur's coming fairly soon. Cuckoo, Loki, Medusa, Mordred, Mulan, Neith, Nemesis, Nuwa, Pele, Poseidon, Ra, Sobek, Susano, Thor, Yamoja. So yeah, basically a ton of new skins that are probably coming to the game relatively soon. Of course, with the game being in a pretty good state right now, and with them honestly kind of needing money, you know, with the restructuring and stuff like that, they're starting to bring a few more skins to the game, and this is pretty exciting. You know, Bari's skin as well. Obviously, we know Bari is coming fairly soon. He's probably going to be in OB5. I believe we're getting Artemis and Awilix for OB4, and then Bari and Ported God for OB5. And, you know, some skins for other gods that aren't in the game yet. We've got stuff like Guan Yu, stuff like Huyi. So yeah, just a bunch of information on skins that are going to be coming relatively soon. You can check out the full details either in the data mining down below, or you can just pause the video as I'm scrolling through here to check out all the individual skins and names and stuff like that. There's also a few like very early images that have been pulled from the files. I wouldn't trust these too much. They obviously look terrible. They're just like basic renders of like how they are in the current game files. T-posing that will obviously look better than this in game, but there's a few skins there. This isn't in pink. Maybe it was covered in a previous data mining, but there's actually an Artemis aspect that's been data mined here. I don't think I covered it before. This is Transgressor's Fate, the one. It no longer roots and cripples gods, but can now target minions. Traps triggered by minions heal Artemis and deal their damage to minions in the area. So this is going to give her like a bunch of extra wave clear, maybe make her a little bit more ability based or something like that. That's kind of interesting. Hasta has been data mined from the files as the next deity after Princess Bari. Again, this might not be, you know, completely accurate information, but they did spoil at the Vegas tournament the next god after Bari will begin with an H, and Hasta begins with an H. So it looks like it's pretty likely we're going to get Hasta, which is the king in yellow from Lovecraftian mythos, which is really sick in my opinion. Maybe they'll double release him, you know, in the same patch with Cthulhu or something like that. That would be really sick. Super excited for this one if it does end up being Hasta. Princess Bari, we've got a little bit more new information on her stuff. So there's a strength and imp buff. She is going to be mixed scaling. The passive can drain spirit while active, so maybe a little bit of like a health steal. It's got an attack speed buff, stim duration of 10 seconds. So it seems like she has some kind of passive stim. Some other information here that we've already covered in previous data mining as well. The one is going to be a stun. It's going to deal damage with strength and in scaling, and also spike damage with higher damage. Slow 20 to 40%, slow duration, pushed bell duration. Yeah, it seems like you can kind of create a bell that can be maybe pushed around and is a deployable. Maybe it's even modeling after like Oriana from League or something like that. You know, something similar where she has this spike that she can move around the battlefield and use to do damage. That would be really cool. And she is going to be a hunter, by the way, if you weren't aware. She's got projectile physical basic attack, so almost certainly going to be a hunter unless she's some kind of weird like ranged assassin or warrior design. But given the fact we haven't had a brand new hunter in Smite 2 yet, she's probably going to be a hunter. You know, we've had Hecate as a mage, we've had Aladdin as an assassin, basically, and we've had Mordred as a warrior. So we're mainly just missing a guardian / support and hunter, both the dual lane role. So it's most likely she's going to be a hunter. And there's some images of like the FX. Again, it's obviously just pulled directly from files. It's not going to look this weird when it's implemented in the game. Ability 2's got some base damage, strength and scaling, fully charged damage, which is much higher. So it seems like you're going to be at charge. The ability 2, it's got a knockback distance, 40 meters will be absolutely insane. There's surely no way it's 40 meters on a basic ability. On an ultimate, maybe. Yeah, but 40 meters is like the length of a lane, man. There's no way it's that long. The length of a lane between the two towers. I mean, not the full length of a lane, but yeah, you could probably hit someone from dual lane tier 1 to the other dual lane tier 1 with 40 meters knockback, so it's probably not that big. And the fully charged knockback distance is 80 meters, which probably is the length of a lane. So yeah, I don't think this is right, unless it was on an ultimate or something. Ability 3 adds damage to the basic attack and also has a stealth component, so that's pretty interesting. And then, yeah, the ultimate, we saw that it buffs you with death immunity in previous data mining. No new information on that. Moving on to the god release schedule. So yeah, Open Beta 3, we know Achilles is coming. Open Beta 4, Artemis and Awilix. Open Beta 5, Bari. And it looks like Guan Yu is probably going to be the god that's going to be launching an OB5 in like week 2 after Bari releases in week 1. And we've also got some ability information on Guan Yu down below that we'll cover in a second. And then OB6 is looking like Merlin and Cerberus based on the data mining, which is really cool. Two pretty damn popular gods. Merlin, a really unique mage that we definitely need in the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then week 11 for OB Beta 7, which probably will be week 12, I assume. But yeah, that is going to be Kali, which is interesting. You know, Kali got pushed back. She was going to be one of the, you know, original push to 50 gods, and then they kind of pushed her back quite a bit. And there's also this list of gods that are currently in the data mining file. So these guys will likely be the next gods to come. You know, if they're not in this list, it's probably going to be a while until we get them, because they'll probably be finishing off adding all of these gods to the game before we add anything else not from this list. Again, the full post will be linked down below. I will just do a bit of scrolling in case you want to pause at any point and check out this full list. We have covered it in previous data mining, though. Artemis, I believe I haven't covered this either. It's not in pink, but maybe it was from a previous post that I didn't actually cover in the data mining. I usually don't cover every single post, only if there's like a ton of new information to cover, which there is this time. But yeah, Artemis has a couple of interesting changes. So her 2 is as normal, but while the buff is active, you're going to charge each time you land a basic attack up to 8. And while on cooldown, you can refire the ability to consume all the charges and fire a piercing projectile that deals physical damage. So it's almost a little bit like an Ola Run 2 style thing. You know, as you hit people while the steroid is active, you can refire it afterwards to deal a big burst of like piercing projectile damage. So this will definitely help a lot with her wave clear. Maybe the piercing projectile could crit or something like that, you know, make it like Linnean bow or something. That could be kind of cool. And then I believe that's the only like major change that Artemis is getting in terms of +1s, at least in this data mining. But she also has that aspect that we talked about before, where the 1 can like deal damage to minions and heal and stuff like that. Awilix is going to be coming. They did say she was going to be getting a remodel. Again, it's going to look a lot better than this in game, obviously. This is just very preliminary, like stuff pulled from the files with her T-posing. But yeah, Awilix is going to be getting a remodel and obviously coming after Artemis in OB4. And we have some kit information here too. A little bit less kit information than Artemis. Artemis is going to be coming beforehand, I think. But the 3 can be used while riding Suku, which is a change that I've called for Awilix in Smite 1 for a long time. You know, just being able to fire it straight while riding Suku without having to right-click cancel Suku and then throw it. Just a nice, like, kind of a QOL change there, really. It looks like her 2 is going to shred prots as well. I don't believe it shreds prots in Smite 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it does. And I believe that's the only changes so far for Awilix, but she may be getting more again. This is very early data mining for Awilix. It's definitely possible she's getting more +1s than just like this. This probably won't be the only thing she gets. Guan Yu, we have some information though. His basic attacks 4 hits. I believe that's a normal hit chain for Guan Yu. Passive battle fervor. This might be new. Gain stacks of fervor when dealing or taking damage. Resolve provides attack speed per stack. At maximum stacks, it provides more attack speed. Okay, so you're gonna get attack speed from Guan Yu's passive now. Interesting. Guan's 1 is mostly the same, but can be fired while using other abilities. So I guess while you're like horse charging, you can heal your allies, or while you're 3, you can heal your allies without cancelling the channel. That's a really nice QOL change in my opinion, because Guan has 2 very long channeled abilities, so being able to use your 1 during that is really cool. The 2 seems to be mostly unchanged. The 3 also mostly unchanged. It is going to be strength scaling. It seems like Guan Yu is going to be entirely strength scaling, I believe, which is an interesting way. I think they could have definitely given some int scaling, you know, bring him a little bit back to the original like Guardian Guan Yu design. I think int scaling could have definitely worked for Guan, but he is also like a famous legendary warrior that mostly uses the Guan to actually do damage, so I kind of understand why they would go strength scaling only with him. And I believe his ultimate is mostly the same as well. Again, Guan Yu is quite far out, so it's definitely possible to get more +1 changes than just being able to fire his 1 while using other abilities in this new passive, but that's some information on Guan Yu, who's going to be coming as the second god of the Bari patch, I believe, so in OB5. But that is all of the data mining information that we got so far from OB3. Definitely some cool new stuff here, information about when the gods are coming, Guan Yu, Bari, Hasta as the next god potentially, some Artemis aspects, some other stuff, but yeah, hopefully this has been a useful video for you in terms of just going over the data mining. As always, the post will be linked down below, and as always, this stuff isn't confirmed or anything, with plans changing at high res recently with the restructuring and stuff like that. Some of this stuff might get delayed or not come, and some other stuff might get prioritized instead that isn't even in this data mining yet, so do take it with a grain of salt, but hopefully this was useful for you. Let me know your thoughts down below on how you think these things are going to be, and I will catch you guys for another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.